Atención, Wilson Manyoma, Borbona.
So yeah, I don't know how it happened, but I'm browsing through the internet, and all of a sudden I see this beautiful commercial space. Actually, it was listed as an apartment, but it was really like a small grocery store. $5,000 a month, and I said to myself, $5,000 a month? That's not that bad.
Yeah.
For all the things I could possibly do in this place, you know what I'm saying? Because grocery store is. That's thinking small, baby. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can get so much more out of that because when people go grocery shopping, it's not that they only do that because that's their desire. It's because it's the only thing available there. If there was other things at grocery stores, people would do those things too.
Bro, you could easily, for that much a month, you could easily clear a corner out and put a barber chair in there.
A barber chair, a little
Easy.
archery range.
Easy, bro. You could be having axe throwing back there. Take out the walk-in, put in the axe throwing.
Yeah.
That's really, and then that's it.
A little
Done.
bit of mat space.
Done. Little mat space.
Yeah.
There you go. Just have that, just lease it out. Just be like, you know what I mean? Come through, have some black belts teaching a little seminar in there while you get your hair cut.
Yeah.
You know, and you get yourself a chopped cheese.
Smoothie bar.
Smoothie bar. Look at that.
With a barista on the other side.
With a barista. Look at that. Not one of the weird baristas.
No.
They're good. They make your life hard. You see what Starbucks going through?
I want to get with somebody that's not inclusive. What's going on with Starbucks?
Oh, you don't see what's going on with them? That they hired all these weird ass people that dress crazy and are strange as hell. And now they're surprised that they're unionizing and they're striking because they're not allowed to fucking do whatever they want. They're not allowed to cut their sideburns next to the latte machine. It's like, you know, it's all kinds of
They
shit.
can't all bring their dogs into work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They can't, you know, that's like, you know, we got to be able to spell the pronouns. All right. We're okay with the pronouns. But, you know, when you start putting together things that look like a cat walked across a keyboard and I'm supposed to somehow pronounce that, impossible.
When you start putting symbols in it.
Yeah, you can't do that. The artist formerly known as the soy specialist. You know, you can't do that shit, bro.
I see what you did there. The soy specialist.
Come on.
Yeah, you know how I feel about some unions.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. They protect the dirtbags a lot of times, but
You know, I mean, just look at what's going on with Amazon right now. These dudes, like, it's objectively like a fair wage that they're getting paid. And it's like, it's still not enough. And I guess, like, I'm not working in the warehouse, so it's easy for me to say from, like, this chair that they don't need a union.
I mean,
But, yeah, should have went to school, my nigga. I don't know what to tell you. Should have took your ass to college.
Bro,
Pick a real fucking major or go fucking do something else. Like, the idea that we still, like, get to complain at companies for them, like, doing stuff. I feel like things are pretty fair across the board nowadays. Like, we don't have to, like, nobody's getting enslaved at these places. They're not, like, working at Nike in China. And I feel like that's, like, the image that a lot of these, like, pro-union protesters present, that they're working in these terrible conditions. One guy shits in the bag once and, like, everybody loses their mind. Who knows what that guy had for lunch?
yeah, nobody knows what he had. And the fact that he had the ability to get the bag out and do it, because if you really got to go, there's no bag in sight that's going to save you.
Yeah.
There's no bag anywhere.
I don't even think, as from a company's perspective, it's strategic to allow that kind of stuff to happen because I don't think you really get a good ROI.
Yeah, no, you can't, especially now with the plastic bag tax, depending what state you're in.
Yeah, I think honestly, they should, have somewhere to check your phone in, like a little locker before you go into the dumper. You want to really save time. Take that phone away before you let him in there.
That's a fact. You let a guy sit there with Instagram or TikTok or something like that, his asshole will prolapse while he's on the toilet. His butthole will fall out.
Yeah, dude made 15 grand shitting this year.
Right.
Just
Talk about
shitting
stealing
alone.
time.
Yeah.
But
What up, Chris?
I was thinking about this Starbucks thing because, the amount of like protests and stuff like that I've seen, the walkouts and things like that, and just people really going crazy because it's been a while since every time I go to Starbucks, Starbucks is infected with these weirdos. Bro, they're infected by these weirdos. They're everywhere. Shit all in their face, piercings all in their face. Their head is half shaved. The chicks are like big and wearing sleeveless shirts and shit, and they look crazy. And you're like, what?
Tatted.
Yeah, tatted and shit, and just tat. Not that there's anything wrong with tats, but like when your eyelids are tatted, like I don't want you making my coffee in the morning.
It's not. I hate to generalize it like just Starbucks. I think it's the coffee industry.
The coffee industry, you might get a guy with a little wax mustache or something like that.
Wax mustache and like the leather schmuck and shit.
Oh yeah, they always want to look like a cobbler.
Yeah.
They always want to look like they make shoes. What is that? Why is that like the hipster look where you just want to look like you make boots? I'm like, you don't make boots. You're asking me what kind of cocktail I want.
Yeah.
Why are you dressed like that, bro? Why is everything on you denim?
Speaking of coffee,
Chill. What do you got?
shout out to Dark Horse Coffee in Sayville.
Yeah, shout out to Dark Horse.
Long
Shout out to
Island's
Dark
best
Horse.
coffee. You want a good cup of coffee? Go to Dark House Coffee in Sayville. I promise you, Dark Horse Coffee. I promise you, you'll love it. You don't even have to tell them we sent you. You could just go over there. This is no endorsement. This is just. Well, I guess it is an endorsement, but this isn't like a paid promotion. I just want to tell you guys my little secret.
Good guys, I agree. And nobody in there is gonna, give you any crazy pushback because you didn't acknowledge that their hair was purple.
Facts.
All right.
All
It's
good
fine.
people.
Yeah. All good people and just, people that will treat you right. But yeah, so with protests, I bring up this Starbucks thing and I'm talking about these protests. The only thing, or not the only thing, one of the things that drives me insane is when people are protesting, they say they're protesting this, they're protesting oil, and they block the road. Blocking the road is insane. So if you're doing this protesting or whatever, I agree. Listen, I will always fight for the right to protest. I will always tell people that they should be able to protest. I will advocate for that. When you start blocking traffic protesting, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And it's not just when you're protesting. When you start blocking traffic, when you're celebrating the win of your favorite sports team, like let's say you're a soccer fan. Let's say you're a soccer fan and you're in the UK, right? This was Liverpool, no?
Liverpool.
It was Liverpool. So in Liverpool, there was a celebration for a soccer team's win. People are in the road in droves. People are trying to get through. I mean, it's a dense crowd. And some people are not going to be with the concept of you banging on the car, banging on the windows, right? Think about it.
It's very Puerto Rican Day Parade-esque.
Yeah, it is, man. And nobody even had a boa constrictor.
There wasn't a single python in sight.
Not a single python. Sorry, did I say the word? I said the wrong one, right? Damn.
No.
boa constrictor.
I'm just riffing off of you.
Oh, okay.
Are
I
you
was like, man,
crazy?
did I say the wrong one? I was like, I think.
No, you said it right. I tell you one thing. There was a lot of those fucking, those like Harry Potter scarves. That shit must be big in the UK.
Oh,
They-
the long joints that look like you're a Hufflepuff?
Yeah, exactly. But they got like the soccer team's name on them and shit like that. Like scarf is a part of your swag out there. They got that shit. Like it's like the jersey you got on right now.
Okay, so you got the soccer team thing that says your house on it,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So it says like Slytherin or it says like Barcelona.
Facts.
It says like Real Madrid, that kind of thing. Okay, fair enough. So there was a man that was driving in the UK. People are celebrating this win and they're obstructing the road. So we're going to show you one video because there's another video that we can't really show because it's YouTube, which gives you a little better idea. But if you want to look into this on your own, where are we? Video one?
Video one.
Bang. So look,
They start opening his door, throwing stuff at his
yeah.
car.
So
And there that car goes disappearing into that crowd of people. You
Yeah.
guys can envision what happens down there. And there's other videos on the internet that shows you what happens down there.
yeah, you know how it is when there's a big crowd. People have their phones out, and you end up with a like Michael Bay film.
Yeah.
You know,
Nobody
with
died, though,
angles.
right?
Nobody died, they say.
Yeah.
Knock on wood that nobody died. But on the other end of that
It's a
video,
Chrysler.
it does not look like that. This looks rather benign. That's why we were able to show it. From the other end, this guy plows through the crowd. There's a rather round woman, it looks like, that ends up on the hood of the car going for a ride. Going for a ride for a little bit. So you just don't be in the road. Don't block the road. You know, don't do that. It's not smart.
So here's my thing. Here's my take on it.
What do you got?
You guys can't be trying to open this guy's door, throwing stuff at his car. You're putting this gentleman in a fight or flight situation.
He might have kids, family.
This guy's in an automobile.
Correct?
He can run you all over and is choosing not to because he's not supposed to. But now if he feels like people are going to, Walking Dead situation, jump through his car and, eat him alive, he got to get out of there.
Think about the entitlement that you think you can start attacking someone's vehicle, banging on the windows and stuff. And now you don't, when I say attack, you don't have to harm him. You just have to be effective in making him think you will.
Yeah, and he's in the car. The car is an extension of himself. It's like if you're beating on this car, it's only to get to me. There's a guy opened his door.
Yeah. So when he hits the gas, I'll tell you what. I'm hitting that gas, bro.
I'm getting out of there. Skirt, skirt.
I'm hitting that gas and I'm cutting that wheel.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what happens. We're going to see. The first few might get,
Somebody
peace out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We might crack the first couple
You got to crack an egg to make an omelet. It's impossible to do it any other way.
over there. And I'm feeding Schwarzenegger. I'm making the biggest omelet
Yes, sir.
out there. You cannot get in front of a vehicle like that. That is crazy. And start hitting the car. They're going to run you over. Anyone with a brain or anybody they love or care about that's in that vehicle, they're going to run you over.
Oh, forget about it. If you
So,
got your family. in the
Imagine
car,
your kids are in there and they start beating on the windows, acting like they're going to break the windows and stuff. Like, nah, bro. Come on, bro. You're going to wish that climate change continued.
Dude, I put it.
Or you stop it.
I'd put a dent on their ticket sales. Are you kidding me? There'd be less fans.
There'd be less fans, bro. You're going to see a decline in their jersey sales.
Yeah, dude. You know how many candles? They wouldn't have enough candles to line that street after I'm done with there. If you start pulling my doors open, I got my family to come.
Yeah, forget it.
Crazy?
Come on, son. Stop it.
It's gonna be. They're
Stop
gonna run out of airbrush paint.
Yeah. That team going in 4-wheel drive, you know?
Yeah, you crazy. It's not gonna be enough white tees for them to fucking.
They won't fulfill the orders. They're going to have to order everything from Alibaba.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really
get it.
The people, and you know what's crazy is that the people who got run over, they're not necessarily the people who started this. It's the people that were in the back throwing stuff at his car.
Yeah. Whoever hit the car. I mean, that's the thing. And if you're there with these people that start beating on cars, bad things are going to happen.
What are you supposed to do? You can't get out of the car.
Yeah.
You can't really stay there because they're opening the door.
Yeah. As crazy as the U.S. is, the U.K. is crazier. You know, this guy's going to go to prison, bro. They lock you up for cursing at people over there.
Dude, if you fucking...
Right there, jail. Straight to jail.
Yeah, 100%.
Berto
Yeah.
be doing 20 to life,
Dude,
bro,
oh,
in the
man.
U.K. with his language.
Dude, if you tweet something crazy, straight to jail.
Yo,
Dude, they
not
show up
even
at your
crazy.
crib. They show up at your crib and they say, it says here, you said you graduated in 07? Well, the documents say you graduated in 08.
Yep.
You know what's going on in Sweden? They
What?
just passed a new law now. I'm very curious to see how you feel about this. New law in Sweden where you can no longer pay for explicit sexual acts on the internet. So No more paying. You can't pay for OnlyFans. You can watch it if it's free, but you can't pay for it. Now they put a new law in where it's essentially like prostitution, where you can serve up to a year in prison.
Wait, just for subscribing to OnlyFans or purchasing some kind of custom? Does it have to be custom? Does it have to be custom content?
I think it's got to be custom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're charging people for this. They're locking you up.
It's a new law, so got to be on the. And I'm
This sounds like a money grab. It's going to be a ticket
for the Swedes. Nah,
Yeah.
dude, they're just cleaning up their act, dude. They probably got a bunch of dudes in the crib throwing all their money away. I mean,
that's crazy though to say that you can't purchase something that you're getting from a willing creator, a willing participant. I mean, I think that it's the ruination of masculinity to have men just paying for this content. That's another story. But in terms of just someone being able to buy what they want, they're not purchasing something that's illegal to make. So that's where it gets hairy, right?
Yeah, but it is illegal for you to pay somebody to commit those acts over there. Like it's illegal over here too. Like if I pulled you up out the grocery store and I was like, here, take this money and, perform an explicit act, that'd be illegal.
Yeah, but it's legal, isn't it? Like on OnlyFans, like the way it typically works is, they have content they create, but they also take requests.
Well, I guess if there's this screen between me and you, it's legal here. But the only difference is I don't get to touch them.
Yeah, that's what makes it illegal, I think.
The touching part.
Yeah,
right?
it's the touching part.
I want you guys to know I'm just playing the other side of this because there's only two of us.
Yeah, we're talking through this thing. Like it's like I mean, don't get the wrong idea, folks.
Yeah. But I also I'm on your side.
But we will promote your page.
Yeah, I'll promote your page for sure.
We'll promote your page. Just reach out. Go ahead.
Just won't subscribe. The idea that I'm on your side where it comes to I think it's ridiculous that like these women are becoming multi-millionaires off this stuff. It's like, what are we doing right now?
It'll pass though. It'll pass. It's gonna be, people are gonna realize family after family after family is gonna be completely embarrassed and disgusted. I mean, it's no normal family is going to tolerate that kind of stuff and still deal with these people. It's the select few that end up getting like the interviews and stuff like that, where they say their family knows about it and they don't mind and they support me. Like, stop.
Well, here's the thing. It's that there's not going to be a declining number of people who are going to be willing to do that, to make that money. It's going to be the money's going to have to dry up for it to stop. Or something like what's going on in Sweden right now. Them making this illegal over there is going to stop their Swedish women from making this content, at least in Sweden, or stop, so, and I'm not, advocating for this necessarily. I'm not and I keep it a stack. I would keep it a thou wow with you. If I did subscribe to somebody's OnlyFans, I wouldn't tell you who, but I would definitely tell you I bought one, but I've never subscribed to one. I don't got anything against people who do subscribe to them, but I think it's kind of a waste of money. There's so much stuff on the internet for free. What are we doing right now? None of these people like you. They don't want to be with you. They're not even the ones writing to you. It's like known that these girls have agencies that hire them, and they have teams of people who were just there dedicated to writing responses, putting up posts. These girls are more like vessels that are on display at these places than they really are the personality you think you're interacting with.
Facts. I mean, the Tate brothers even said that's what they used to do. They used to message the dudes, just show the girl on camera, and they would take over the conversation. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's all a fallacy, like a complete and total nonsense. But
and I'm all about immersing myself into something, and getting to the escapism of it all. But when this is such a lucrative industry that like people who normally wouldn't do this are now doing it, or you got to start to question yourself. It's like, damn, what the fuck are we doing? Maybe we should slow it down. Like, maybe we should limit how much money we're putting into this as men.
facts. I mean, I want to know, what are the topics you got?
Oh, my topics. My book is over there. So I'm gonna go get it. That was one of the topics, the Sweden thing.
Yes, making that law. That's insane. That they can just say what you can and can't purchase of a legal thing that's created. If it's a problem, make the creation of it illegal. Don't make the acquisition of it illegal.
Read the chat. Read what Chris just said because it's very interesting. While I go get my book.
All right.
Do you have it? If you don't have it, it's right there on my phone.
All right, hold up. I'm gonna just look at yours instead. Let's see. All right, so he says, you'll never understand OnlyFans buyers until you understand this. It's not about paying for the content. You're paying for the parasocial experience. These guys are delusional. Ah, that's true.
What is that? Is that parasocial experience? Is that what, like, the vessel you're communicating with? That social experience of communicating with this, what they believe is this person?
It's like, it's a fake world. It's a fake relationship, fake friendship, fake correspondence. That's what he's referring to, I think.
I'd rather buy skins in a video game, dude. I'd rather my character look super badass in a video game, you know?
But, dude, it comes down to these guys that have never, been with a woman, have never had an attractive woman before. It's like this becomes what they substitute that for. If they can pay for it, they can pay for it, and they're just going to do it. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather them do that than go and shoot up a school. Go and do that.
I don't think that those are the two things. Like, I don't think that that's like the. I'd rather that too, right?
Dude, if you look at every single person that shoots up a school, none of them are getting laid, male or female. There's trans ones now too. I'm telling you, they come in all shapes and sizes and genders and stuff and races, but there's something in common. No dude that's getting some. That's getting a little. That dude is not shooting up a school.
Wow, I'd love.
Stop.
While I would.
It's the cure for a lot of things.
You think so?
It's the cure for a lot of things. A dude getting some little cheeks is the cure for many, many issues in, just being socially accepted by the opposite sex. Women, same thing too.
But do you think that the men who do, what about all the men who do have women and they drive them crazy and drive them to killing themselves?
Okay. So that wasn't the clearly the right thing. You don't want to be with the one that makes you want to play in traffic.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of, some people say that some of the best ones will bring that out of you.
Some of the best ones will?
Yeah. Some of the most engaging relationships will pull suicidal thoughts out of the strongest men.
Oh no. Homicidal thoughts, sure. Suicidal thoughts, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I will say, no jokes aside, I don't know if there's a correlation between school shooters and like your ability to get toto.
Bro, you're trying to tell me that those guys were not in a drought? Come on. Think about it. Who is going in? Bro, stop. If you're getting something, you're getting a little, getting a little, Are you gonna run up in a, come on, stop it. The day after or the day before, you're good. The day after, you're like, damn, that was a good day yesterday. The day before, you're like, man, tomorrow's going to be a good day.
I don't know. There's a bunch of, I think that it doesn't matter. I want to get to the.
Go ahead. Let's move it on.
I want to move it on. Let's do the Diddy update.
Let's do the Diddy update. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
today on the Diddy update.
I wish we had an animation we could play.
Yeah, just a bunch of baby oil everywhere. Just spraying baby oil everywhere.
Yeah.
And then and a bunch of missed soccer kicks. Just a bunch of misses. Just a bunch of
Yeah, the video on replay of him kicking the air.
Yeah. Bro, I'm gonna say right now, he never kicked her, because if he wanted to kick her, he would have kicked her. That was just a little miss. He was practicing. Oh, that's what that was. Bro, you don't think he could have kicked her? He could have stomped her. She was right there. Man,
he didn't want to kick her.
He didn't want to kick her.
I gotta be careful with what I say. All right, so here's the Diddy update. Since we last met, there's been more people taking a stand. One of the more famous individuals to take the stand as of recent was Kid Cudi.
Yeah. And Young Thug tweeted he's a snitch.
Yeah.
But then he deleted it.
Dude, Young Thug will go back to jail forever.
Young Thug said he's a rat. He
Yeah.
said, damn, Cuddy's a rat. And then he deleted it. His publicist was been like, you idiot. His publicist and his lawyer
I
at
was
the
just
same
gonna say,
time.
His lawyer is probably like, dude, do you want to go back to jail forever, dude?
Bro, anybody could have tweeted. His lawyer's Yorkshire Terrier could have known that was a bad tweet
Dude,
to
he
put out.
said-
You just beat a Rico.
He texted, damn, Cuddy a rat. That's what he tweeted. He said, damn, Cuddy a rat. But
Anyway, continue.
Cuddy
So
took the stand.
Cuddy took the stand.
I never knew that Cuddy and Cassie had a relationship.
I mean, Cuddy probably didn't know they had a relationship.
But apparently they had a relationship that pissed Diddy off.
Of course, he was mad. He was like, take that. What, you don't want to come over here with me, but instead you with that guy that wear dresses?
Yeah,
The
and
guy that wear eyeshadow and makes terrible music?
He doesn't make
You don't want to
terrible
come
music.
over here with the bad boy. Instead, you want to be over there with terrible, awful.
He's definitely depressed, but
Pitiful
he
music.
doesn't make he makes great music. Anyways,
Music sucks. Sorry.
Kid Cudi says that Diddy had his car lit on fire. That Diddy had somebody run and hit his Porsche with a Molotov cocktail, and go and lit that shit on fire after finding out that him and Cassie were dating.
I saw pictures of it. Red leather all melted. I think he put it through. I don't know if it was a soft top and it went through, or it was like the cover of a moonroof or a sunroof. I don't know, but it melted through the top.
If it melted through the top, then it's a Target. It was a Target top
Yeah, it didn't look like
or convertible.
To me, it didn't look like a Molotov cocktail, because at least not how a Molotov cocktail looks in the movies, right? I always picture just, you know what that is?
Yeah,
When I picture somebody throwing one, it kind of just bursts and creates this fireball. I don't know about this thing. It kind of looked like a controlled burn.
Do you know how they work?
Isn't it just like,
It's not just gas in a can. With
it's not gas in a
paper.
bottle with a rag sticking out?
Nah, there's
Damn, they lied to me in these Charles Bronson movies.
There's stuff in there. There's a specific thing that like you could like.
What's in there? Molotov?
No, the way I think it's. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube.
Can you?
but
Yeah, don't instruct people on how to create an explosive. All right, that's not what we're doing here.
So don't say it.
What is it?
I think it's the white stuff from like the
Allegedly.
package. Allegedly, I think it's the white stuff from like when you get packages.
Oh, like the peanut things?
Yeah, but what you know? Like, yeah,
Styrofoam, little like,
Yes, styrofoam.
huh?
Cause you ever melt that? You ever light it on fire?
Yeah, it kind of just burns, but
Exactly. And it just like stays on fire and just like melts through anything. So imagine you fill up a bottle with that shit and then put gasoline inside of it and then throw that shit through a fucking Porsche window.
damn, that's like throwing a like a
Yeah,
sterno. A sterno.
Yeah.
Right? From like catering.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes sense. Because then it becomes like this flammable goop that just, ooh, that's scary.
That's what I think it is.
All right. Well, you know, I don't know why he was so intimidated by Cuddy. What do you think it was? What do you think it was? You think Cuddy probably got way nastier than Diddy? Diddy had a Diddy had a problem with how freaky Cuddy was. Cuddy used to get on some shit, come in a dress and some heels
I knew you
and
were gonna
shit.
say it.
And Diddy would be like, "Oh hell no!" He'd be like, "Hell no, you can't bring this guy in here again." And then he would just come in doing something crazy with some like fish tank pumps coming in.
Bro, I don't know, dude. Did you hear the story that Diddy's security guard said that he showed up one time, he hired this prostitute, and he didn't want him to know that he was Diddy, so Diddy wore a burqa. He had a full women's burqa on. He was sitting in
Shut
the
up! That's
fucking-
part of the testimony.
Yes,
Shut
dude.
up.
They said he was sitting in the corner of the room with the burqa on. He just had his eyes showing. Can you imagine it's Diddy greased up underneath that thing?
Oh my
smacking his
god,
fucking-
dude! Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The burkaki? You
Yeah.
can't do that.
And he's behind that thing with a fucking voice changer talking about take that. Take that. Can you imagine?
He's like, take the.
Yeah, but I don't know if Cudi looks like he's sad. And I'm a Kid Cudi fan, and how dare you speak about him that
Dude,
way?
Cudi was getting
But
pegged.
he definitely-
Cudi was getting pegged in that whole scenario.
What year is this? Because he could have been on top of the world at this point.
Stop. Cudi, listen.
I mean, what year was this going on?
Dude, I don't care what year it was. I'm telling you, Cudi was out freaking Diddy, and Diddy was pissed about it, bro.
Well, Cassie had to have been with him for a reason. That's the truth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but
So
she was a freak too.
That's what I'm saying. He could have some freak in him too.
So what does that say about the new guy?
The
new guy must be the craziest one. He's king freak. He's the boss of all freaks.
Nah, that shit settled out of her. 30 million is calm you fucking down quick.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. How come nobody's talking about the fact he just gave her $30 million last year?
That who did?
Diddy gave Cassie.
Did he? Oh yeah, because she won a settlement or something, right?
How come we're not talking about the fact that she just got 30 M's last year? I thought she was supposed to shut the fuck up. I don't mean that. It's just an intrusive thought that came into my head. If what they're alleging he did is true, then I don't support it. It's disgusting. Unless she was a willing participant and then she, got 30 M's. Let's catch up on the chat.
I don't know, man. The escort dude said that she said pee on me. That's what he testified in court. He said Cassie said to pee on her.
What's the argument? If this was consensual or not? Is that what this whole thing is about?
It's not, because it was consensual. There's text messages all the time. She literally was sending him text messages like, I can't wait till the next freak off. That is exactly what she was saying. It's literally what she was texting him.
Yeah.
And saying crazy things. And so she was definitely willing to do it. Just people are trying to say she was like under duress or something. Like he was like, you better text me about the freak off. I'm gonna whoop that ass.
Yeah.
They see the one video of the practice soccer kick. You know what I'm saying? And no, I'm just kidding. That was a terrible video. But I mean, the kick was the craziest part and he missed.
Isn't it crazy?
He wouldn't have even lost a point in the MMA fight.
No, he wouldn't have.
That would not have been kicking a down opponent.
They wouldn't even have stopped the fight and restarted anything. They would have
Absolutely
just
not.
kept the fight. The fight would have kept going. I'm surprised there's no per diem freaks speaking up, right? Because Cassie wasn't always there. There was times that she was with Kid Cudi. There was times that her relationship with Diddy was on and off. And 100% he had to have chicks on per diem to fill in when she wasn't there. Isn't it crazy that there's no other girls saying that they were getting freaked off, right?
No, nobody else that's saying that it was against their will. I guess because the other ones, the money line might still be going out. Once the money stopped, that's when the accusations come.
He gave this girl $30 million.
Bro, he settled out of court, but the problem is it was he's being criminally charged.
Yeah, I know.
If it was just a civil case, but now he's being criminally charged. So, I mean, it's just weird to me. Just things don't add up. You know what I'm saying? I'm a dude about the math. You know what I'm saying? I'm a dude about the math, and there's certain things that just don't add up to me on either side. It's just, I need to see the equation.
We also have to wait until the prosecution begins their questioning.
That's the thing. The defense right now, there's some things are sounding good. And
Yes.
it makes sense. So now you got to wait for the prosecution. This is why I'm thinking this out loud. So anybody that thinks anything crazy about my opinion, I'm just going off of what's being presented. Now the prosecution might just sway me the other way. Like that's the point of a court case. I'm listening to what they're saying and I'm thinking about how I feel about what they're saying.
Yeah, I might cry.
Yeah, you damn sure might.
When they come up and start asking Cassie questions. Real quick, catch up on the chat. Going back to the OnlyFans discussion, Spaz says it's the feeling of knowing the person's on the other end. Funny, because that person usually isn't on the other end. And Chris says, it is a cure. That's why Bonnie Blue is doing God's work. Spaz says it's a symptom of technology. The good-looking guys can talk to every single girl in their school, and none of those girls will know he's talking to somebody else. You couldn't do that pre-cell phone. That's very true. Jay Retcher, shout out to Jay Retcher. Diddy segment presented by Johnson & Johnson. Flammable Goop is a great name for a rock band. If I started a band, I'd love to name it Flammable Goop.
Yeah, listen, man, I'll play drums on that thing.
Call it Flammable Gush. But yeah, so another update. Oh, this is even crazier.
What, about the trial?
Yeah.
What do you got, man?
It's just things that that have been said during the cross examination.
Okay, fair
Diddy's
enough.
former assistant testified that Now, this isn't as juicy as it was when I wrote it down. That Diddy said he wanted to kill Kid Cudi. And I'm sure he said that in passing. Like, I'm sure he didn't mean like I want to murder him. I'm sure he said, let's figure out how to get this guy killed.
Yeah, he said this man is out freaking me.
Yeah, and says that she's seen Diddy beat Cassie because of it. Like when Cassie ended up going back with him, she's seen him Diddy beat her up because she went out with Cudi for a little bit, I guess.
So he saw her. So how'd he see her? Well, he dropped her off, and Diddy met her in the driveway and smacked her up.
I guess when she came back into the picture, his assistant was in the room. Crazy that nobody's like, none of these people are her friends. Like nobody was like, yo, well, let's go right now, both of us, and like figure this out. Like there's that one security guard who left because he said he's seen her beat somebody up. He's seen him beat somebody up, and he was like, I can't fuck with this. He testified too.
Yeah, there was one that said like he was in love with Cassie, and because she was getting smacked up, he couldn't like keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so he left. But another thing that came out of the case I thought was crazy. Apparently, when she was with Kid Cudi, Diddy told Cassie's parents that like they had to repay him for something that he did for Cassie or something like that. Ended up telling these guys they had to give him like $30,000 or X amount of money, which allegedly they ended up taking a mortgage on their house to get the money to give it to Diddy, only for her to get back with Diddy a few weeks later and him end up giving them back the money. But that's how gangsta Diddy is. This guy's a millionaire.
Yeah.
Multi-millionaire. Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, dude, he had $700 million in spirits alone, not including the $75 million from the music, from his music catalog.
So possibly a billionaire.
Yeah, damn near $1 billion, man. He had clothing, all that kind of stuff.
Yo, listen, I took care of your daughter last week. Now she's out fucking a lonely stoner. I'm gonna need 30 racks.
Yeah, I'm gonna need 30 racks quick.
Or else what happened to his Porsche happened to your crib.
That's it. What happened?
Take that.
Take it.
Yeah. I gotta go. I need to go get a burqa costume.
Yeah, I gotta go get some. Yo, how funny is that Dave Chappelle skit now? In hindsight, you remember when he was acting like Diddy on Making the Band? He was like, "Y'all gotta go and get me sugar cookies from the Bronx or whatever he said."
Yeah,
he was eating
I know. He said, "I need y'all to go and get me some Cambodian breast milk."
Yeah,
it's crazy because when you would see that. When you watch Making the Band, like, and he requested like these stupid things, like go to Junior's Cheesecake, walk to Brooklyn, go to Junior's Cheesecake, and get me a cheesecake. Like, you can only imagine what he was asking these women to do.
Dude, it's way different in hindsight now because he just got off on making you do crazy stuff. Like he just showed us a very benign thing he could make someone do, and they've made jokes and stuff and said stuff in interviews, the groups from Making the Band.
About like Diddy being
about Diddy. Yeah, like the Day 26 guys. Like they were all in an interview and he's like, nah, bro. He's like, nah, them Diddy things, bro. Nah, you don't want nothing to do with none of that stuff. He's like, so like they straight up have said that, about this idea of Diddy, and now everything's kind of not aging very well.
Yeah. So what do you think? You think he's going to jail?
No.
I said when this first happened that Diddy was going to go to jail forever.
Nah, I don't think he's going to go to jail forever. I think that...
now I think he'll ride that dirt bike into the sunset.
I think that they're going to end up just kind of beating him at this... he's going to end up beating kind of the system on jail time. Let's say this. He might get jail time, but he's not getting more than 10 years. He's not getting more than 10 years. I'm pretty confident he won't get more than 10 years. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think? You think he'll get more? You think he'll get life or 20 years, 25 years plus?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he ends up going to jail.
You don't at all?
I got it throughout all this hysteria, I really lost track of what he's being tried for. Because, and I've got like conflicting information. Some people are telling me that like he's not going to go to jail for sex trafficking because these people were aware of what they were being flown in to do. But I've also heard that even if they are aware, it's still illegal. I don't, like I said, I no longer really feel like I understand completely what he's being tried for. And in addition to that, I I don't know if what he did really qualifies for those things. I think that this is just like a show that being put on, and he probably doesn't go to jail. Probably doesn't go to jail forever.
Yeah, I think I see him not doing more than 10 years, man. Honestly, I think he's going to be found not guilty of the bigger charges. And they're trying to get him on racketeering. Bro, they throw racketeering on everyone now. I just, it kind of lost its sting. Like the fact they're just trying to hit everybody with racketeering, hit everybody with a RICO. I'm like, stop. Like you guys aren't even successfully hitting people with RICOs.
Yeah.
Like you're losing these cases.
Well, a lot of people are going to jail though. They're like, some people are getting out, but they're getting a lot of like years in prison for people.
But I don't know if they're getting hit like that on these specific charges, on these racketeering charges. I mean, Young Thug beat his case, right?
He didn't beat his case.
So what's the story then? Not that we're lawyers in general.
I wish I had my old book. I'd be able to read my notes about the Young Thug case.
Is it a mistrial?
No.
So what the hell's going on? Isn't he out? People acting like he's home.
Yeah,
he's
but
tweeting
isn't he
and
on
shit.
like a lifetime probation? Like he didn't beat it. He didn't get acquitted. This motherfucker can't even. He's not even allowed to pick who he gets to hang out with. He can't. He's on like he's on like parole or some shit like that.
But he can't go to. He's not going to prison.
If he fucks up, he goes back to prison.
Like oh man, that's gonna be impossible.
That's why it's a double-edged sword with the Young Thug thing, because it's like, okay, you can go home, but you can't rap about like committing crimes. You can't hang out with gang members. He can't even go to Atlanta.
He's from Atlanta.
He can't go there.
Damn, because everybody in his network and everybody that he's friends with, everybody he knows is down there.
Yeah,
and
he
they don't
can't-
want him associating with everybody.
Why you think he deleted that tweet so fast, bro? He ain't trying to get violated because he'll go back to jail for a half hour. It's only a matter of time. So Young Thug, he can't even make music because he can't associate with any known gang members.
Bro, I hope he turns around and drops a country album that goes diamond.
He can't
Bro.
have a gun or be around guns.
Bro, I hope he comes out with some completely different style of music. I hope he drops something crazy. I hope listen, if I'm him, I'm hitting like Morgan Wallen. And I'm like,
really
listen,
want this guy to win? This guy that like they've already proven paid people to murder people, allegedly.
he was not found guilty of these crimes, right? Because I'm pretty sure if you're found guilty of like putting bounties on people's heads, you're gonna do jail time.
I wish I remembered the specifics.
I don't know. So I don't know either. But if that's the case, I don't know. But it seems to me like he came out on the better end of these cases. I don't know the details because I'm not an attorney and I didn't follow the case. So let's just move on from this because I don't know what the hell I'm even talking about.
He just gets to smell the air outside, and he's under their control.
All right. I mean, it's better than being inside, though.
I take it.
It's better than being inside. I mean, ask Tory, bro.
They're saying Tory might go come home soon.
Bro, Tory, I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I'm telling you, I think
They're saying Tory might come home soon because there's a lot of evidence that was left out that should have been left in, and then there's like some new stuff that's coming out. He's got people signing his petition. He got stabbed a bunch of times. The California state prison system is not for this small Canadian man. It's and now, like I said, they're saying that there's new evidence. They didn't take much evidence to convict him before, so I don't know. It's going to have to be something big.
yeah, I mean,
That Tory case is another weird one.
yeah, it's not a typical case. It's, I don't know. But what you got? What else you got in there? Yo, can I say something real quick? I wanted to get you this video
Okay.
of this, but I didn't get the video because I couldn't find a goddamn thing. But what were you gonna say? Did you have like a serious topic? Because this isn't,
No, go ahead.
you know. So I was getting some flack on the Instagram because of this video that was posted of this kid, right? The kid is, he's drawing luxury brand name logos. Mm-hmm. He's just drawing them, 2 interlocking C's, writes Chanel, the L and the V, writes Louis Vuitton or whatever, the Gucci, the 2 interlocking G's, and doing all this. And I'm like, I'm not at all impressed by this. I look, turns out the kid is like autistic. So I wrote on the comments, without realizing he's autistic, I wrote on the comments, this is not at all impressive. Okay. I said, am I the only one not impressed by this? And then everybody starts attacking.
Yeah.
Everybody starts attacking. So I'm like, okay, everybody's mad. But I said, let's be honest. Like, the autistic talent bar is pretty high. Even though I didn't know at the time, after the fact.
Still not impressed.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Bro, they putting these autistic guys in a helicopter. The guy flies around New York City skyline one time, comes down with both hands, 2 pencils, long ass paper on the wall around the whole room. Mm-hmm. This guy sketches the entire New York City skyline accurately from one trip in a helicopter around the skyline.
Drawn to scale.
Now this kid comes in here and throws 2 interlocking C's on here, and I'm supposed to clap.
Yeah, no. If he did that with his feet.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You do that with your mouth, do it with your feet, you doing it with your hands. I'm not impressed. All right, I'm not impressed. This thing right here, they're playing on a xylophone. They'll play a Mozart piece from like by ear.
They'll be deaf.
Yo, bro, looking out the window sideways, just playing this shit like something you never heard in your life. Mm-hmm. Like, listen, you can't come here with 2 interlocking G's and write Gucci and I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You got one on the spectrum, but not one of the special kind.
I concur.
All right, nobody's composing a whole orchestral piece.
Yeah.
In this family.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but I wish I had the video to show so that you guys could see how unimpressive this kid was. If you could have seen how unimpressive this was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Shout out to that kid for the attempt, but I was unimpressed. Now go back to what you got, bro.
Speaking of autism, the new season of Tires is coming out on Netflix. They dropped a trailer. I don't know if you watched it. I know you thought the first season sucked, and a lot of people thought the first season sucked. But there's a lot of hype around this second season. I want to know if you watched the trailer.
I did not watch a trailer because, unfortunately, I watched a couple episodes of the first season, which, you know how I feel. Mm-hmm. It was the worst show I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was so depressed by the fact that this was Shane Gillis that produced such a dog shit show. But I'm willing to listen, because I'm sure they saw the feedback. And they were like, okay, our show sucked. And now we're going to try not to suck the second go round, so I'm absolutely into the second trailer. I'm hoping, that there's something better than that first season,
I'm excited to see what comes out of the second season.
Yeah. I'm hyped. I want to see.
They say the first season sucked because it was like just Shane and his boys. They filmed that shit on like no budget over like a weekend.
It looked to me like nobody cared about the show and that they just were trying to capitalize on some kind of fame that Shane had early on. And they just threw this thing out because there was a deadline. And it's very obvious. We know how funny Shane is. Shane is, to me, one of the funniest active comedians performing.
Right now, Shane's hot.
Yeah, Shane is very funny. So when I see that, I'm like, you didn't try, dude. You showed up, and you half-assed it, and it shows.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not a comedian, but I'm an avid comedy fan. I've studied it for a long time and watched a ton of shows, and that shit don't hit the mark, bro.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll have some hilarious appearances on a second season. Have Ari Shaffir or some shit pop in. Have different guys pop in. I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, Andrew Schultz is a character in the show, so he's already in the trailer for season 2. So I'm excited. Even though I've not become not so much of a fan of Andrew Schultz over the past couple months, but yeah, he's in the second season. Same people, and it's like revamped under a new production team.
Sorry, I'm looking at the chat, guys. This guy, Chris said Justin's a savage. I don't know what I said at the moment that inspired him to write that, but I can imagine. Do what with my mouth and feet? We go back to OnlyFans? No, I'm just saying that you got to do something impressive to. I mean, it's the age of the internet. If you're doing some kind of feat, you got to, or some act, you got to impress me. If you're drawing Chanel and just writing the word Chanel into interlocking C's, bro,
it's a spectrum, and you're only impressed by those in the top 1% of that spectrum.
Well, no, not just the ones in there, the ones that like are doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, backflips, juggling, art,
just something crazy. Like if I just play a chord and they just freaking look and they just like decide the chord. They just know the chord. You know what I'm saying? They just know the chord.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They just know like what it is. They're like, oh, F major or something. Like that's impressive to me. But just like C, Chanel. Nah, bro.
Okay.
Not impressed. So, what else you got?
That's all I got.
Did I stun you with that?
No, you didn't stun me with it. I'm trying to play the other side right now and say that I didn't get to see the art, so I might find it impressive.
Okay.
And you know what? Maybe that kid couldn't even hold a pencil 6 months ago.
Well, then wait 6 more.
Yeah. Before you start posting it online.
Yeah, wait 6 more, Mom.
Yeah.
I don't
know. You got anything else? We're right about the hour.
Are we about the hour?
Yeah.
Let's see. What else you got? You had something more on there.
Nah.
Nothing at all? Come on, bro.
No.
Hit me, man. I'm not ready to come off yet. I'm not ready to come off the air, man.
The car. Oh, I did have the Tire season 2. I don't want to talk about Theo Von talking about Gaza and his.
I love how they
make.
make comedians and people making silly podcasts. Like imagine somebody saying what we say on here.
I'm an idiot.
It's super serious.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Don't listen to anything I say.
We're clowning. Do you think that what I'm saying is 100% serious? If you think that, then turn this off and go and watch Schindler's List.
It's also Theo Von's fault for posting like a serious thing about a serious topic that he seriously shouldn't be talking about.
Listen, we all do that shit.
Yeah, there was ICE arrested a U.S. citizen in Alabama construction site. Yeah, that's it. The guy got out. He got arrested.
He got out same day?
Yeah, he got out. I don't know if it was the same day.
That's
but
not
he was
news,
also talking
man.
shit to them too.
That's collateral damage, man. That's gonna happen, man, when you're cleaning up a whole bunch of craziness.
So it is what it is. Then all the other stuff we talked about, Swedish law, the cars plowing through the thing, and then my Diddy updates on page 2 of my new book, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on my new book.
Look at that, the new book. But let's go Knicks, man. Anybody on the East Coast, man, listen. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in Massachusetts or you're in Connecticut or you're in New York or you're in Florida, or you're anywhere on the East Coast, guys, Maine, you're included in this. Just everybody. It's the Eastern Conference Finals, guys.
Yes, sir.
You need to be paying attention. I want you to root for the Knicks, but if you don't, you don't have to. You're entitled to root for whoever you want. Excuse me. I'm just saying, watch the game. Get involved a little bit. It's fun. I'm going to watch it tonight as soon as this podcast is over. And let's go Knicks, as you can tell.
Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Knicks Nation. Mastodon
Six.
Podcast. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. What do you got for the people, man?
Join the Discord. If we're not on your podcast listening platform, harass us on there until we put the podcast on your podcast listening platform. Throw things in the topic suggestion. Oh, there was a topic suggestion that Spaz posted earlier about this a body that was found in somebody's pool, I think, on Long Island.
Oh, that's right. Somebody on Long Island. It was found. They pulled the pool cover back. I guess they were. Hopefully, they weren't opening the pool for Memorial Day.
They definitely were.
Were they? They were opening the pool for Memorial Day and found this guy croaked in the pool.
Damn, can you imagine? How long has that body been in there?
Bro, I don't know. That dude was pickled. By the time they found him, that dude was pickled.
Hey, they say that the body might be a fugitive, like a wanted guy.
Oh, that's right. A guy that killed his dad or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if you killed your dad, man, and he wasn't doing anything crazy to you, should have found you pickled, bro.
Before we go, I'll read it real quick. It says the body of a man floating in a backyard pool Sunday afternoon. That could be of Matthew Zoll, the 23-year-old fugitive wanted for a brutal stabbing of his father 6 months ago. Newsday reported Monday. The discovery was made about 4:20 p.m. 4:20 at a home on Paul Court while a resident peeled back the pool cover and spotted the corpse. Ugh. So, yeah. Cops haven't officially confirmed the identity of the man in the pool, but law enforcement sources reportedly told Newsday investigators that they're looking into the possibility that it is Zoll, the prime suspect of killing his 54-year-old father at a Rocky Point home on Quail Road. Whew.
Damn, dude. How do you kill you? How do you body your dad?
How do you stab your dad to death on Quail Road? That's fucking crazy.
Bro, yeah,
Animals.
listen, if you grew up on a street called Quail Road, you didn't have many trials and tribulations. Your childhood wasn't that hard. You
Yeah.
grew up on Quail Road.
Quailing.
Bro, only quail we knew was Quail Man.
Yeah, I didn't even know
Coming
what
up.
quail was until I watched Wedding Crashers.
Bro, I didn't know what quail was till I watched Doug. Remember, he used to turn into Quail Man. And what made me look it up was why he wore the belt on his head.
I still didn't know that even when that was out, I didn't know. I just thought that was a word.
Nah, he's supposed to be a quail, like Quail Man. That's why he wears that belt on his head, because they got that feather that sticks up.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Bro, yeah. So that's where I found out about a quail.
Damn.
This guy living on Quail Road. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. You bodied your dad for what? He took away your Xbox or something?
We got to figure it out. This might not be the guy. That guy might still be at large.
Yeah, it might still be at large, man. But if you killed your dad for no reason because he took away your Nintendo Switch or something, then you should have been pickled. Should have been pickled right where they found you, bro.
That's it.
But-
This is not episode 253. That's sad.
253, master.
Play the music. Pull Justin out of here.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma. Borbona.